Captain Haskins wants to invite you to his incredible adventure in search for cryptids, evidence. Bigfoot, Gugman, the black dog of Meriden. Many times since he was at young age, he's had encountered phenomena that cannot be explained. There's so much outdoors we don't know, so much we still don't comprehend. Outside is where we seek for these answers. Find it's about getting out there. Join us or check on YouTube for our previous episodes. Believe me, evidence is hidden on plain sight. CCIS is on the road, yeah.
We're at a really remote part of the White Memorial Foundation. And this part here borders the MDC. And we talk a lot about the MDC. And I'll tell you what, Aquarian Water Systems, which is near John Ross, we've been there, Litchfield, they tried to sell your water. If you are drinking city water, coming in on a water line, your water's up for sale. And they're going to definitely, if they sell it, what happens when you sell something? You increase the rate so you can make profit, right? I call total BS on Aquarian Water Systems, the company that was going to buy them, and I call BS on the MDC too. Last time I was here, and you can see the yellow signs, they have these no trespassing signs all over the place, but we can hike here. And the last time I was here, it was frozen, cold, miserable. But it's beautiful here. Let's find something. I was watching this. It's so remote back here that a neighbor, there's only a handful of houses, one over that way, and then it's MDC property. He must have drove by, I don't know, twice, 3 times, giving me the look, and I'm very used to the look, and I just ignored him because we have every right to be here. But not there and not there, because that's all, this is crazy private in here. That's what somebody thinks of that. That's all chewed up. Public water supply, no trespassing under penalty of the law, the city of Waterbury. I'll leave that right there. Quartz. That's some pretty nice quartz right there. It's cool back here, I gotta say. I like the way that the neighbors are like, nobody's supposed to be back here. This is a dead end. You can't even go back there. That's all MDC property. I feel like I'm semi-trespassing, but I'm not. And so exercise your rights, people. As we know, just look at what's going on. They're trying to take your rights away, and don't let that happen. Exercise your rights. If you can hike here, then hike here. Remember, you can access every body of water, river, and ocean, unless it's surrounded by private property. But the high tide line to the low tide line, the entire coastline of the ocean is open for public access. Don't let them kick you out. Bring a book with you with your rights in it if you have to, because you're going to get Karen's like, yeah. No, Karen, you don't own the ocean, and you don't own the rivers at all. Period. End of discussion. I'm cranky today. Had a lot of energy drinks today. That was good, huh? Yeah, you can't be here. Yeah. One thing Connecticut's the best out of all the New England states is no trespassing. We got you. Probably more signs in Connecticut than the rest of New England alone combined. All right, I'm gonna start looking for structures. Look at the quartz here. Look at that. That is, wow. You could probably make cabochons from that. Did you like that? Yeah, you can't be here. It's very important to leave these up. Look at us providing food for the woodpeckers or something. Something's really going on here. It's an old white birch. And these mushrooms, I think these are the ones you can use for fire starters to hold fires. If you dry them out, I think they hold the tinder really good. I wouldn't eat it. It's probably edible, but I wouldn't eat it. I don't know. Look at it. No trespassing sign. No trespassing sign. The no trespassing signs are everywhere. And where they don't have them marked in yellow. Freaking NBC. I'm not going to say they suck. Yeah, I am. They suck. The only thing they're good for is letting buck fever in to go fishing. Other than that, they serve zero purpose in my mind. Well, they're selling your water. They're selling your water to the highest bidder, and they're not giving it to you. They take millions of gallons out of the Farmington River alone. Millions of gallons. Then they ship it out of state, goes to New York, then they ship it back to you as filtered water. It's real densely forested in here. It's all mostly hardwoods. I love it. It's been a while. We actually have a life, so there's things that we do, Kim, a person and I. And we crazy things like work and bills and stuff, holidays. Hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving, Indigenous Appreciation Day. Oh, which way do we go? That looks crazy in there. We're parallel in the road. I think we should get in there. Just gotta make me a mark. Okay, this broken tree, we go left. was gonna howl if you could. Come on. Quiet now. Hello. Let's go. Come on. That, I have no idea where they came from. There's no cars out on the road. They must, maybe they're like live in one of the houses or something, or they have a hell of a hike. This might hook up to Wigwam Brook. I don't know. Anyway, I was gonna howl. I honestly thought nobody ever came back here. The vernal pool, you know, they're very important for amphibians and turtles and all that stuff, newts and all that stuff, because of it's where there's no fish, so they can lay their eggs and they can spawn and breed and all that, and they're very important. And if you like peepers, like I do, peepers are small frogs that make a beautiful song in the springtime, and they're just incredible. When I hear peepers, I know winter's over. This place is so squatchy. There's another. That looks like a pond. What's this? Really hard to see the path. I don't think this is it. Maybe. This kind of thing here, if you see this, you make, in an emergency situation, you can stack up a bunch of sticks against this, get a little fire going, and you got a shelter. I don't think we're on the trail. I say so much nice about the White Memorial, and all of it's true, except whoever used forest green paint to mark the trails. That wasn't the greatest idea. I'm a professional painter, trust me, I know. You need something like blue, white, yellow for the MDC. But that green, are you kidding me? Quiet in here, other than the wind. Well, this is crazy. It's going back this way. I guess we'll go. I'm sorry. That's the worst tree marker ever. That is cool. I almost want to take that. Look at that. That's where it was lava and it just was flowing like a river. I do believe you could get lost really easy in here. I got lost when I was a teenager in Day Pond State Park. And all of a sudden there was these game wardens. And I said, oh, where's the park? And they said, which one? I said, Day Pond. Oh, they said, oh, 14 miles that way. I was with a bunch of people having a picnic, and they were just waiting for me to get back. All right, we really got to pay attention. I'm not seeing any structures at all. One's going to make any sound or not. One thing I've learned from doing this, first of all, it's very therapeutic. You don't need a therapist if you do this, I'm telling you. And if you need a prescription for this, then let us know and we'll send you one. We'll write you one. That, the ends go flying off. Crows way back there. Woo! Damn. Woo! The crows respond to that. That tells me they've heard it before. This one's great. This marker here is the all-time greatest path marker. Green on a stump. You're gonna see that. Oh, you're definitely gonna notice that. I'm a little disappointed, White Memorial. It's the first mark against you. And look at how crazy this is. The path's covered with leaves, hard to see in the first place, and then you go and put these green markers. I'm just full of piss and vinegar today. I'm sorry, people. It's all the energy drinks. And I don't usually drink them, but that's what it is. I'm going to just get back to squatching and looking for cryptids before I lose my audience to Greg Ovens, Rocky Mountain Bushcraft. And shout out to New Jersey Sasquatch. They're finding some really cool structures, and it really reminds me a lot of the kind of stuff we find. So shout out to them. You don't need to watch Greg Ovens' Rocky Mountain Bushcraft just because he's way better at this outdoor stuff than I am and it's very entertaining. Yeah, why would you go there? We love you. Because he's not in Connecticut and we are. Structures. I need an F. Some people believe that Sasquatch is extremely spiritual. I could see that. I could see an intelligent primate. So some people believe that Sasquatch is very spiritual and telepathic, and I have no problem with that. I believe any intelligent being is going to develop culture, art, a form of language, and religious and spiritual beliefs. Definitely have no problem with that. Does it go that way? I don't see any markers. Yeah, I know, that's the way back. I was looking if this went forward. There's no structures at all here. It's kind of weird. That's kind of weird in and of itself. He knows the way back, so we were just talking off camera that we got lost. Another time we got lost at Camp Columbia, which is ridiculous, but it was getting dark, and to our credit, on the way out, the paths just sort of flare out like the spines of a rake, and they just curve around. And I mean, we didn't get lost in the sense that a rescue team had to come get us. But we got on the road and we were walking away from the car. It wasn't the best day. We haven't been back since, so we're going. I don't see any continuation of this way, do you? Any marks? No. Man, I had high hopes for this, at least a tree bend or something. Just the fact that there's nothing is kind of weird to me. Ice, yeah, coming off of the tree here. Well, you could drink that. That's filtered water right there. I'm not gonna, but you could drink that. That's a big old tree right there. Woo! Oh, look at this stuff. I think they call this princess pine. What happens is this is one of the smallest evergreens there is. Each one is an individual tree, believe it or not. They don't get much bigger than this. And they share a taproot. And a lot of people used to take them and wrap them around wreath rings. But what you're doing when you do that is you're killing a whole series of individual trees. And they're really cool. And I used to see them a lot more, but you don't see them as much. And I wish somebody here, okay, CCIS, I'm asking CCIS people to identify this plant for us, okay? I want to know what that is. I see it all the time. And I don't want to ponder a guess. But that's also, and you see these two grow together a lot. And that plant, like this princess pine, can really take the cold. You got to give them credit. Look at how small they are. Don't underestimate the small stuff. Say it all the time to you. If you don't see the little things, then you decrease your chances of seeing the big things. And I just believe that. And That's it. No one's gonna change my mind. You know, they put moss outside of the International Space Station for a long time, and it stayed alive. Brought it back to Earth, and it's still alive. You try that. The only thing I know that can do that are tardigrades, and they're cool. And I hear the Chinese have injected tardigrade DNA into people to make super soldiers. That's not a good idea. Tardigrades and moss can live in space, at least for a period of time. If they took tardigrades and put them into shotgun shells and fired them at a piece of freaking iron, and most of them survived the impact. And they're tiny, they're microscopic. Don't underestimate the small stuff. I think we're going the right way. The dog knows. Yep. Okay, be careful here, camera person. I've been doing research on something, and I'm not going to say what it is, but that's going to be one of our upcoming things, and it's fascinating. If I just put the idea out there, then cryptid with an S guy would be all over it. And it's cryptid with a D. With a D. I hope he knows where he's going. I don't see any sign markers, do you? That, and then we went that way. You mentioned this, so yeah, he's going the right way. They mark the trees in dark green. He knows the way. See, that's why he's a good dog. Look at him. See? He's like, I'm not going to let you get lost. He's going to get himself a drink. Why not? Well, what's the MDC going to do to him? For those of you that don't know, the MDC is the Metropolitan District Company, and between here and Massachusetts, they pretty much control the drinking water reservoirs and 900 square miles of no trespassing. And there are a lot of cryptid with a D sightings along the MDC property. So imagine what's inside their property, huh? What's that? Woo! You know, come to think of it, I haven't seen any game trails, any deer tracks, any tracks. There's no birds in here. Somebody's got a very irritating leaf blower going for the whole time we've been in here. That's creepy. That's just weird. When you don't have, I mean, usually at this point, in these no hunting areas, there's deer everywhere. That's just, like I said, that in and of itself is just weird. The complete lack of anything here. Are you kidding me? This is a crazy ecosystem. Acorns everywhere. So, something, okay. Something is making this a home, because look, there's a little eaten acorn right on that little shelf right there. I'm guessing chipmunk, Yeah, I'm going with chipmunk. Why not? And look at that. It's got a little protection shelter. That looks like a sleeping area up in there. Want to see my finger get bit off by a chipmunk? Yeah, I would like that. He's a good dog. Look at him. He just waits. I know that we bust on him a lot, and he's always getting dirty. He's finding our way out for us. Look at that. And he waits. Like, come on, what are you guys doing? Not a track. Not a deer track. No birds. I wonder what my boy Aaron would say about that. What do you think, Aaron? Absolutely nothing here. It's crazy. That's just crazy by itself. Let's get a little bit off trail. We're safe here. Come on. So, I thought we were going off path, but oh, okay. Here we go. This is squirrels digging for nuts here. So we got some life. If you're like that and you just keep your leaf blower going for hours, think about it. Leave the leaves. Very important. Just the noise pollution alone. Something's digging here pretty ferocious. Squirrel. Let's see what the sign says. We're definitely on a path, so that's good to know. Yep, okay. Well, the dog will eat it. This white memorial, it is huge. Huge. This is nice. They didn't bother putting any tree markers here. I'm going to guess that at the bottom of this hill is a pretty good body of water. Can you people hear that? Don't do that. Man, it is wide open here. This is cool. There's nothing here. I'm having a hard time understanding this. There's no bird's nest. There's no squirrel nest. There's no hornet's nests. There's no birds flying around. No deer tracks. No game trails. Sorry, it's cold. Got a leaf blower guy. I'm gonna howl at him. What? Shut up! You're welcome. If you need... I almost thought he was going to stop. Should I try it again? No, cameras. Shut up! I just saw one flying insect. So we have an insect sighting. Wow. That's crazy. Look at all these trees. That is just... That's got to be the loudest leaf blower in the world. Can't have persons watching. I mean, obviously there's like squirrels here, right? There's no nest. But this is all the remains of squirrels eating right here. Acorns and other nuts, mostly acorns. Where are they? This hill. Wow. There's something. I got something here. What the heck is that? That was cleared. I mean, you could see where the squirrels are fucking up. This in here, I'm not gonna step in there. That's really weird to me. This is something. Something cleared this. Look around. Look at the rest of the fourth floor. Nothing but leaves carpeting everywhere, except for right here. There, that is weird. Squirrels, right? All right, CCIS people, our beautiful CCIS family. What do you think of this? I think something bedded down here. But why would you clear the leaves? Because they're going to give you insulation. There's no hunting here. You know, when you're out there doing this, if you're squatching, maybe you feel inspired in your squatching because of us, and your gut instinct is like, let me go just check out what that is just up that little ridge there. More often than not, this is when we find crazy stuff like that. I just go by my instinct, just go off trail. And I don't know what calls me to these things, but that was cleared. And by something pretty big. Deer wouldn't clear that. Bears, maybe. That's just weird. Well, there's that. Yeah, I noticed this here too. That looks like it was placed there. That almost looks like a structure. He's hiding out here. We've got a path. Maybe the reason there's no game trails is they're using the path. Why would you clear it out though? That's going to insulate you from the ground. No. I guess if you're covered in fur like he is, that doesn't matter. 'Cause definitely what that's going to do is get rid of the bugs. Yeah, that's unusual. Something made that. Because just look around everywhere else. Good 2 or 3 inches of solid leaves. Oak leaves mostly. I want to go in just a little bit more. I don't want to lose my bearings. Just kind of. this here. Now, okay, this is really small. Nothing fell on this tree, and that's a twist. See that twist? Which is, and it's right by that thing. Yes. Now I'm looking for one more thing, and we got this here. So these are glacial erratics, but they're just in a weird way. Aha! We find this a lot. This is barbed wire, and a lot of times this whole, and you know what, don't just abandon your farm and get rid of the barbed wire. It's really bad. Does a lot of harm to nature. Deers and stuff, they can't see this. But a lot of times we'll find structures, bends like that, where there's barbed wire. A lot, a whole lot. And I guess, and sometimes right on top of the barbed wire, like they're just, like they hate it, and I don't blame them. Any number of things could get hurt with that. Caught up, get your antlers stuck in there. Not good. Before we leave this area, I want to check this out. So, follow your gut instincts, and you'll find some evidence. Got some kind of real nasty fungi on it. Well, it's got to be getting close to 3 o'clock, so that means it's going to get dark out in 5 minutes. That field of rocks is just unusual. I see something made a house here. I didn't see it the other way. Something eating acorns underneath this rock. All right, which pine tree was our marker? There's our bent tree. Well, we can use these. We can use these as markers, and that's what they are. They're markers. All right, well, it's about 3 o'clock, so as you know, in 5 minutes it's going to be pitch black because somebody's genius idea, and the guy was from Australia, okay? Thank you, Australia. Back in the 1800s, decided that when it gets dark and cold, let's turn the clocks back 1 more hour. But we're out of here. And the reason we don't put them back. And just look at the electric companies and think about it. You get just that much more electricity use out of people. Okay, so yeah, there's I don't want to touch that. That's some pretty old deer droppings. Actually, it's not that old. Big fella. So we found some signs of life all by here, all by the rock pile, the tree bend, and the clearing. That's the only sign of deer I've found this whole time we've been in here. And maybe these leaves are why we're not finding a game trail. And it's very open in here. It's unusually open, but it's cool. All right. Well, we ended on a high note. So let's go back. Let's get back to the car. Maybe we can get a neighbor giving us a weird look because we're exercising our rights to public use of land. Man, that's just weird. I'll take that out. We're gonna just cut this tree down. See how old it is. It just breaks. But that's toxic. You don't leave that in the woods. Alright. It's getting windy, cold, and pitch black is just 5 minutes away. Oh, that was put there. Look at it. How the heck is that gonna fall? And now an X. What? It's squatchy. Going with a solid 5 on the squatchometer. Definitely. I told you we'd get a structure. This is hard to find them. Possible call tap response in this direction, and I'll tell you, you got to find the Turtle Man. He's got some really good Sasquatch stories, and he's the real deal. Turtle Man ain't nobody more backwoods than the Turtle Man. Nobody. He's called the Turtle Man because he goes and digs up snapping turtles from muddy ponds. It's crazy. I don't know how he does it, but he has some Sasquatch stories, and I believe him. And he's talking about the call taps 3, 2, 1, and then they're moving in, and then they're throwing rocks at him. And he said these things were all over the place. And he was hunting in a deer stand, and a rock came flying out and hit the deer straight in the head. He was going to shoot at it. Hit the deer in the head and killed it. And at that point, the Turtle Man said, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. It's the trees making that whining noise. And we're out of here because it's already pitch black. You just can't tell. It's just like 5 after 3. So We have our advanced night vision stuff on. It's actually pitch black here. 'Cause that's what happens 3 o'clock in the winter. I would love to just keep going. Yeah, I did not notice that X. And look, right next to it is another one leaning. Now, that stuff is just weird. I'm going back to it because this thing here is pretty sharp at that tip. That's not how it was. That's how it was. Oh, no, it was in here, right? No. Well, that's how it stands. That could hurt you. I don't know if they use spears. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they use tools to secure their food? Completely natural. That's how a tree falls. The roots are there, bang, it fell over. And that's that. But when you see a bird. A hawk. Oh, he is going for something. Look at how fast he can fly through those. Anyhow, I just wanted to point out that's what a natural tree fall looks like. You can see where the roots dug up. You just see it bang. But when you got an X or a igloo or something, not so much. Our dog wants to go. You know what that reminds me of? A free fall trap. Look, it's got the hinge, but it isn't. What the heck is that doing there? Look at that, it's just placed on there. This place. And this is one of those, look at the way this tree went down and up. That almost looks like a big print to me down there. Almost. And laurels. That almost looks like a print. That seems to go like it slid or something. Now look at that rock. What the heck? Now look at this tree. This is a game trail. And it looks like something was following it. And that rock there is the perfect size to throw at a deer and hit it in the head. And it's game over. That looks like, so this is, I guess, what the game trails here look like. And it's unusual because we're getting into hemlocks and mountain laurels. We're getting into the evergreens. So this place did not disappoint today. Possible print right there. Possible. And that rock there, I just don't know. That's crazy. track. Okay? Mary, come here. So, and here again, this tree is alive. So look at it, okay? This was bent because there's nothing that fell on this tree to make it do this. It's twisted. But I'm asking you to look at the length of it here. It's above the ground and there's nothing on it. And you got this weird conglomeration of sticks right by this twist. And this tree, this tree is still alive. What I thought was gonna be not very productive turned out to be quite productive.